What would you say? I know you've been asked this a million times. What do you say when they ask you?
I always say, like at a con, that you have to start with acting training first. Like, nobody in this world came here because, oh, I have an interesting sounding voice. Do you have any acting experience? You have to be able to bring characters to life with your voice. You have to be able to visualize it strong enough that what you're saying is making people feel something, believe
with
that
the voice.
character is real. And that comes from scene study and improv classes and all kinds of things. And also, I say to people, it's not just an easy answer, right? If you're going to say to someone, oh yeah, try and spend $10,000 on a demo and this, that's unfair, because I know people who are insanely talented who've been in this business forever and can't afford their health insurance. So there's all sorts of factors that go in. There has to be a serendipitous moment that you book something that puts you on the map. I must say, me and Coco Bananas, that would be the Powerpuff Girls. Bubbles touched people around the world because she was so cute, and she was really sweet until you messed with her. And I'm so Bubbles, by the way, in real life.
Oh, by the way, I have to tell you.
So it wasn't acting. It wasn't acting after all.
We recorded Powerpuff Girls here, Salami Studios, in case you guys didn't get to hear that earlier. Thank you, Gary. But I used to always do the studio that we recorded Powerpuff Girls. The back was the parking lot. And how many times would I go, the dogs are in the back door.
No,
the dogs are right there. Pitch was so high that Eddie Collins and I would like, oh my God, I'm bleeding. Here's a bleeding.
It's so funny that you say that, because I tell a story about tone, and I tell that story.
Oh my gosh.
I'm always like, Colette was like, the dogs are here. You're calling the dogs. And sometimes she got really high.
Yeah. I needed desperately a quick fix to a Harley Quinn issue, and I only thought of one person, and everybody trusted me as I trusted her, and she came in and always ready for anything I throw at her.
Thank you. That was terrifying too, because I was Batgirl alongside Arlene, who Harley was created for. Right.
Wow.
So when Arlene no longer could and she kind of relinquished, I was like, okay, watch this. So of course listening, and then I have a process as well of who I pick to do certain things. And as I listened to Arlene and I speaking bass voice, I went, no, I know exactly who will be able to do this. Similar bass voice.
Oh, I mean, thank you. That was like some pretty big shoes to fill, and I was pretty terrified because,
Wouldn't have known it.
Well, I just wanted people to love what we did, because you also, and we talk about this with good directors again, you said we want it to be based in what was created for her, but then make it our own and, put our own spin on it.
Not
we don't want you to
sound-alike,
do an impression. So I was like, I hope people still like it. And even from the first day I booked it to now, she's grown and changed so much. And I always say that, doing a video game in particular, this can be exceedingly vocally taxing, even if you're not doing 1,000 death sounds, because it's just you for 4 hours. Yeah. And so sometimes you can get cranky, but when it's Harley, I never get cranky because I feel like she's my therapy.
Yes.
Like, she started out as an abused woman, as a sidekick, and then over the years, she grew and became her own power and her own entity. And there were many moments in a studio when I was going through hard stuff where she would say something that I was like, oh, I'd love to say that right now. And as she grew into her own skin, I felt like I really did too, and built my armor right alongside her. And she's become so important to me. And like, I just lean on the strength I garnered from her so heavily. So thank you for giving me that gift. It's impacted my life in a very real way.
I don't want to cry. I'm not crying today. I'm so grateful.
I'm not crying, you're crying.
You're crying.